So I will like to know how many participants have filed an RTI before, or they intend to file the RTI. So first, those who have filed an RTI, please say yes on the chat.
Participants, you can write in the chat box. So one participant has written a no.
No. So why this RTI? Are you able to see the screen? No, not yet. Yes. Now the person who has said yes, 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 there are three people. Can you write whether you were successful in getting the information or you were dodged by the PIO?
So the participants who have filed a right to information application, can you all raise hand? We can unmute you.
Yeah. Eugene to everyone not successful. So I would like to address that person also. Advocate Karthi, since you are an advocate, I can understand you were successful in getting the information. But as a common man, as a citizen, everybody should get empowered, to get the information. So nobody wants to come online and say what difficulty he had or what was his success story. Yeah, if you are shy, you don't open your camera. See, those person who were not successful in getting the RTI. So I want to know what was the issue, why you were not successful. And the person who was successful, he can share his story though, so other participants also, get the benefit of it.
Sir, Samir sir is saying that he had applied and he got details as per
And the
his
information,
requirements.
yes. Now only the person who was not getting the option, his name is something Eugene. So I just want to address why he was unsuccessful. As you can see, the Right to Information Act started in 2005, right, by the Congress government. The three main principles was the transparency, accountability, and better governance. So this is our right as a citizen of India, and which is, uh, governed by the Constitution of India, that every citizen has a right to know, right? Now, RTI was introduced in Maharashtra and 8 other states in 2002. Central RTI Act was introduced all over India except Jammu and Kashmir in 2005, but now it is there in Jammu and Kashmir also. Currently, RTI Act is applicable all over India, including J&K with effect from 2009. RTI Act is a guaranteed under Article 19, subsection 1, subsection A of the Indian Constitution of India, freedom of expression. The real Swaraj will come not by the acquisition of authority by a few, but by the acquisition of capacity by all to resist authority when abused. So when we see that there is an abuse by the authority, it can be anyone, it can be SRA, it can be BMC, it can be MMRDA, it can be uh, any ministry also, right? And if you feel, then you should, this is what is been said by Mahatma Gandhi, you should use this tool. It is a very powerful tool. Although they are making it as a toothless act, but still the RTI Act has in power so that you get the information and you can use it for in the public interest and not for your only for your personal gain. Sunlight is said to be the best of disinfectants. People say that in the morning you should get up and go and take a walk or do exercise when the sun is rising. At that time we get vitamin D and all other bacteria or germs, they get killed. So similarly, this RTI Act is also like a sunlight. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Justice Ravindra Bhatt, Delhi High Court said in September 2009. In the apology of three-member judge under the order dated 12/1/2010 on the need of Supreme Court judges to be under the purview of the RTI Act. Even the Supreme Court judges are under the purview of RTI Act. So this is how powerful the RTI Act is. Landmark order, State of UP versus Raj Narayan in 1975. In a government of responsibility like ours, where all agents of the public must be responsible for their conduct, and there can be but few secrets, the people of this country have a right to know every public act, everything that is done in public way by their public functionaries. To cover with a veil of secrecy, the common routine business is not in the interest of the public. Matthew, on behalf of the bench. Justice Matthew on behalf of the bench. To promote transparency and accountability in the working of every public authority, to contain corruption and to hold governments and their instrumentalities accountable to the governed. Now, what is information? Information is, it can be in any form: records, documents, memos, emails, opinions, advices, press releases, circulars, orders, logbooks, contracts, reports, papers, samples, models, electronic data, and information relating to any private body which can be assessed by a public authority under any other law of the time being in force. That is Section 2F of the RTI. What is public authority? Public authority means any authority or body or institution of self-government established or constituted by or under the Constitution, by any other law made by Parliament, by any other law made by the legislature, by notification issued or order made by the appropriate government. Body owned, controlled, or substantially financed non-government organizations substantially financed directly or indirectly by funds provided by the appropriate government. So any private body, if the funds are financed by the government, partly or wholly, you can file an RTI. It comes under the Information Act, RTI Act. What does the right of information mean? It means right to access information under this act, which is held by or under the control of any public authority and includes the right to inspection of work, documents, records, taking notes, extras, or certified copies of documents or records, taking certified samples of material, obtaining information in electronic form which is stored in a computer or any device. So if it is stored in the computer of that particular department, then also you can get the access to the information. Suo motu disclosure. Now, this is a very important section, and many authorities after say 20 or 19 years have started applying this, and many are not applying. So let's understand this. What is Section 4 of the RTI Act? What is the suo motu disclosure? It is mandatory that every public authority shall maintain records and publish the following: particular of its organization, functions, powers, duties of its officers and employees. Now, many authorities like MCGM, you cannot file RTI online on MCGM, but 90% of the information what you want is available there on the website, whether it is a property card, whether the builder has put the plan for approval, at what stage it is, how much premium he has to pay, or if the file is rejected, everything will be there. Suppose I am an junior engineer. The builder has proposed the plan, it comes to me. Now it is online. So it is mentioned that within 2 days, I have to take action. I cannot keep that. Otherwise, it will be presumed that I have the officer has no objection and the plan is approved. So whatever I have to do on that particular file, whether I have to object or I have to raise queries, and then I have to send it to my higher officer, that is sub-engineer. So you will get all the information that on what date, what hour, what minute, and what second it was sanctioned and sent to the officer above. So you will get all that chain which was not available initially, and all that dhandli is what we call the jol was happening in the construction line. Even today it is happening, but there is control over it if you use this tool rightly. So, and the PIO has also, have to make a catalog. Suppose if I go and ask for any information which is not available online. So he will say, you come and inspect. In many cases, it has happened. So I have to ask him that, have you cataloged all the informations? Now, suppose that particular project has 15 files. So I don't have that much time. One file will take at least 1 hour. So I will have to give 15 hours to inspect that file. So they have to make a catalog that these are the 15 files. The first file contains so-and-so, first page to 15 page, that index is there. So whatever information I want, I can directly go to that particular information and have the access. And if I need, I can ask for the printout and pay the necessary charges, that is 2 rupees per page. So this is what the Section 4 says, suo motu disclosure. Rules, regulation, instruction, manuals, and records held by it or under its control used by its employees for discharging its function. A directory of its officers and employees, monthly remuneration issued by each of its officers and employees, particulars of facilities available to citizens for obtaining information, names and designation and other particular of the public information officer, provides reason for its administrative or quasi-judicial decisions to affected person. Now, suo motu disclosure. Now we have many websites, Maharashtra Online. Now this is Maha Online is changed now, but if you go there, this website, you will get all the information of the ongoing projects, registered projects, whether they have approved plan, till how many floors the plan is approved, when they got the IOD or IOA, when they got the CC, and CC is up to which floor. If any litigation is pending against that builder, everything will be available on that website. So you can take an informed decision while buying a flat or any property. So where the most of the disputes, 50% of the disputes are of the builders in the courts. And when you buy a flat, and if you don't know the details of that property, that there are litigations pending on, and then you get stuck up and the project is stalled for many years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So it is better to have all this information which is available now online, and then you can take an informed decision whether this builder is good. The project has a commencement certificate up to 15th floor, so you will not book a flat that is on 16th floor, which is still in the air. So all that type of information, you can get it now online, thanks to the RTI. And now let's go to the next slide. SRA. Even SRA also, you will get all these links. This is there on the YouTube, it will be there, but I will send them a separate link so that, if you want to go to that particular website, you just have to click that link and you will go to like MCGM, Auto DCR, you will get all the projects which have been occupation certificate has been obtained by the builders or which are under construction. So you will get all the information, and this is going to help you to take the informed decision that if I buy in this project, I am not going to be cheated by the builder. And this is what the plan says. This is the approved plan. Or now there are many cases. If you type Sulaiman Bhimani or Wake Up India, you will get that builder have sold 36 floor flat where the approval was only for up to 28 floors. Another 6 to 8 floors were in the air. And then also builders started taking the booking and taking the money, and now it is not being constructed. So what will happen to such type of transaction? So this is one way you can, using this, you can take an informed decision. When he's selling 36 floor, you say, sorry, boss, you don't have the approval for 36 floor. So if you have any flat on 28 floor, I'm ready to take it. So in this way, you will not be cheated by the builder or not taken for a royal right. Certain info cannot be given if it affects the sovereignty and integrity of India. If you ask, this comes in the section 8, subsection 1A. If you ask something about the military or on the border or something which is going to affect integrity of India or safety of the country, then that information cannot be shared with you. It has been expressly forbidden to be published by any court of law. Though there are something, when I just give you an example, there is a dispute between the husband and the wife. There are certain personal information which are being shared in the court, and the advocates, uh, request the judge that while passing the judgment, their name should not be, disclosed, or this should not be put in the public domain because it has something which is very personal. So in that case, if the court passes such type of order, so that cannot be made public, so that cannot be shared under RTI. If it causes breach of privileges of the parliament or state legislature, section 8, subsection 1, subsection C. So this also cannot be shared in the RTI. Info is held in commercial confidence, copyright, trade secrets, or intellectual property. Now, just to make you understand, now suppose if I am a contractor, I am bidding for a contract, and now you are a contractor also who also wants to bid. and you ask my personal information before you filing the tender, that kindly share the copy of the tender what he has filed. So you will come to know that what are the rates which I have quoted in that tender, and you will put a lower rate. So this is commercial interest or the copyrights which have trade secrets like formulas. Suppose if the Coca-Cola is there, they have registered. But how they are making that drink, how much percentage of water, how much percentage of the color, whatever the chemicals they are using or whatever the ingredients they are using to make that Coca-Cola. If that is shared, then you will also start making that. So that is a trade secret which cannot be shared under the RTI Act. If info is held in fiduciary relationship, now this is very important. Now this comes to with the doctors and advocates. Now, as a client comes to me, I'm representing him in the court. He shares with me his personal information and many other information, which may and which are to be held and not shared in the public domain. Because if that is there, the case may go against him, or it can be anything, any personal this thing. So that information, even if it's a doctor or an advocate, he cannot share or it cannot be shared. If info is received in confidence from foreign government, if suppose if the USA government says or sends some information regarding terrorist attack or any other thing, and if they have a rider clause that this information should not be made public, so that information also cannot be shared under RTI Act. If the info endangers the life or physical safety of any person, like suppose if I'm filing an RTI and the PIO is sharing that information with me, and the builder comes to know that this PIO is sharing the information. So he goes there and says, I want to know which person has filed the RTI to get the information. But however, it is written here, but the PIO or the builder will have the way to find out who has filed the RTI. For instance, if you want to know in your area, there will be an corporator and there will be an MLA, right? All these people have certain funds allocated by the government to be used in their area. Now, just write to the BMC that I, in so and so what, let's say K West what, this corporator has, how much amount has this corporator spent in the locality? Provide us the detail. And you will see that automatically that corporator or MLA will come to know and he will send some of his by आपको ये क्यों चाहिए. And more specifically, wherever you are staying, there will be a place where there will be gardens, there will be parks, and the government is giving certain amount of money every month, like cleaning the bench, gardening, watering, that it has to be cleaned 2 times, security. If you find that information, the contractor will come and contact you. भाई आपको क्या तकलीफ है? So this is how powerful it is, but we are not using it. We just want to tell them that अगर 2 बार आपने टेंडर में लिखा हुआ है आपके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में कि 2 बार बेंच साफ होनी चाहिए, 2 बार बेंच साफ हुई है, नहीं हुई है. आपने लिखा है कि 4 सिक्योरिटी रहेंगे ये गार्ड के अंदर, लेकिन एक ही आदमी रहता है, वो भी 60 साल का बूढ़ा रहता है. What he will do? So all this information, you can get it and see that it is rectified by that contractor or by the government authority. So this type of information you can get it. If the road is constructed, after 1 month the road develops crack or the poor workmanship is there. So you can ask in that particular ward that give me the details of the contract, give me the details of the testing report of the material used before and after. And then you can make it. Using that information, you can make a complaint and say that there is cracks which are developed in the first month of constructing the RCC road, which right now I'm doing it because the road which leads to my office was constructed in the month of June, the concrete road, but it has developed crack not even before the 6 months. And there are many other issues which I've taken the photograph. I'm going to put the complaint and then I'm going to ask for all the information about the material being used, whether it is substandard or not. So this type of information you can use and make the life better for yourself and the other citizens who are staying there. If it impedes the process, the investigation or apprehension or prosecution of offenders. Now, suppose there is a crime which has taken place and police is doing the investigation to arrest the criminal, and you file an RTI that I want to know at what stage the investigation is on, or what is the police officer who is doing the investigation. So that will reveal the strategy of the police department, that how they are planning to catch the accused. So this information cannot be made public. So until and unless the accused are arrested and FIRs have been made. Once the FIR is there and then it is a public document, you can get access of the FIR, then you can get the access of the charge sheet also. But till then, you cannot get that information. The information cannot be shared. Cabinet papers, including records of deliberation of the Council of Ministers, Secretaries, and other officers, till the decisions are taken on it. Now, there are many times, the ministries deal with many of the service providers or the goods provider, and the negotiations takes place. So that papers are not provided. Once the final decision is taken, after that, that papers are provided, and then you can have that paper, and then you can question them that why it was given to a highest bidder and not the lowest bidder, and why the lowest bidder was given when there is no sufficient track record of him doing a good job. So that comes afterwards, after taking the decisions. Before taking a decisions, like in tender also, you cannot have the access. But after the tender is published, after the work order is issued, you can have all the access in the RTI. Personal info, the disclosure of which has no relationship to any public activity or interest, or which could cause unwarranted invasion of privacy of the individual. Now, suppose I ask details of one of the officer, that to whom he is married, how many children he is having, where do they go to school. So this type of personal information are not supposed to be asked, because they are invading the privacy. Info which can be denied to the parliament or legislature cannot be given in the RTI. Reasonable severance information which is exempt from disclosure, section 10(1). Third party information, example, tax returns, unless public interest outweighs the interest of the third party. So even you cannot get the personal tax return. Now suppose I am going to contest for MLA, MP, or an corporator. I have to give an affidavit under oath. And if I have suppressed the fact that I have shown my income less or my property less, and which is not reflecting in the RTI, then it is a cause of public interest. Then I can file an RTI and get the information. Info should be given in the public interest if it outweighs the harm to the protected interest, or anything contained in the Official Secrets Act or contained in any of the exemptions, section 8, subsection 1 of the RTI Act 2005. If info should be provided for any event or matter which has taken place 20 years before the date of RTI application. So before the date of RTI application, 20 years. So up to 20 years, they are bound to give you the information. Examples of state government departments: municipal corporation, Gram Panchayat, Nagar Parishad, Tehsildar, etc., collector, police department, departments of existing in Mantralaya, departments controlled or formed by the state government. Examples of central government departments: railways, MTNL, BSNL, airlines, government run, airport, etc. Passport offices, post and telegraph, banks, defense, army, navy, air force department controlled or formed by the central government. Agencies which are excluded from RTI Act. This is very important, you should know. Intelligence Bureau, RAW, DRI, Central Economic Intelligence Bureau, Directorate of Enforcement, Narcotics Control Bureau, Aviation Research Center, Special Frontier Force, BSF, CRPF, ITB, CISF, NSG, Assam Rifles, Special Service Bureau, CID, Crime Branch, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Special Branch, Lakshadweep Police, RTI application and appeals procedure. Fill the RTI application form, that is Annexure A, and affix 10 rupees court fee. This is for state government. But there is no format. But we have made a format. You can just simply write on a simple paper RTI 2005, and you just write what information you want. Now, many people, while writing the RTI, they become very emotional that I have writing for the last 2 years, my complaints are not being heard. So this is not the job of the PIO, Public Information Officer. His job is to give you information, and you cannot ask question why why the action is not taken. So if you ask the question, is not going to give you the answer. You take the information. Now, see, after taking the information, my success story started in 2010. I was digging the information, and next day or the same night, I used to publish in my blog with all the evidence which I have got. And then the newspaper used to carry the story, because to get the information and write it properly and publish on the blog, that gives an authenticity. So now if you keep the information for yourself, you don't share it, then there is a question of integrity on you, that you have taken this information for a vested interest. So that should not happen. So whenever you get the information, you share it in the public domain, so that nobody can, threaten you or blackmail you, or you are not labeled as a blackmailer, because your intention is to get the information and put into the public domain for the public interest in large. Take a Xerox of the field application form and either hand deliver it or send it by the copy letter system, or don't send it by a courier, send it by a speed post or a registered AD, so that you get a stamped and signed acknowledgement of the same. Information should be received on Annexure A within 30 days. That is what the time limit says, that the information, once the PIO receives the information, he should provide that information within 30 days. For the central government also, it's the same system. Fill the RTI application form, that is Annexure A, either enclose a money order or a DD or IPO or a fee stand along with the application. For state government, it is a 10 rupees court fee. For central government, that 10 rupees court fee is not going to suffice. You have to make a DD, money order, or an IPO, Indian postal order. So this you have to keep it in mind. Otherwise, if you're asking any information to the bank, and if you are fixing a court fees time, your application is going to be rejected. Nowadays, what I do is I file RTI application online. So I save a lot of time and money. It just gets debited on my debit card or credit card. Instead of 10 rupees, they deduct 5 rupees 50 paise more. That is 15 rupees 50 paise. But it saves a lot of time. In the night, middle of the night also, I can file the RTI. So I will show you the site also of central government RTI and as well as state government RTI, where you can, without going, you can just file the RTI online. RTI application and appeal procedure. If info is not received within 30 days or the info is incomplete, misleading, or false, then the first appeal within the next 30 days is Annexure B. First appeal to the first appellate authority, affix rupees 20 court fee stamp or Indian postal order. For first appeal in the central government, there are no fees. Send one copy of the first appeal to the PIO. Why this is so? Because it was a mistake, a typo mistake, you can say. It was not by some oversight, it was not incorporated that the 20 rupees should be there for the first appeal in the central government. So for the last 19 years, it's still going on the same way. And see, 10 rupees is very, very, very affordable. Just imagine in 2005, the RTI fee was rupees 10. And even in 2024, the RTI fee is only 10. They have not increased the inflation as per the inflation. In 2005, what was the price of the petrol? It was around 40, 45 rupees. In 2024, the price of the petrol is almost double, 110 on an average. But still the government has not increased the RTI fees. But they have diluted the act, or they are still trying to dilute the act. That is a different thing. But they have not increased the fees. And if you are below poverty line, you don't have to pay any fees. So that is the beauty of this act. Shall be called for a hearing, and the hearing order shall be received within 30 days from filing of the first appeal. For the central government, it's the same. If not satisfied with the order, if no order is received within 30 days, then file second appeal at the office of the SIC, State Information Commissioner, or within 90 days. The fee is rupees 20. For the central court, send one copy of the second appeal to the PIO and FFA, no fees to be paid. So in central government, if you are filing it only for the initial RTI, you have to pay 10 rupees. For the first appeal and the second appeal, you don't have to pay any fees. So such an discount. Now, penalty and compensation for delay or denial of info. Actually, I'm not interested in, imposing penalty on the PIO or compensation for the delay. What I'm interested is to get the information, the required information, which can be used for the public interest in large. But still, you should know, and you can, if you want, you can press it for it. The PO can be penalized by CIC, SIC only under Section 20 of the RTI Act, that is rupees 250 per day for the delay of malified denial or information up to a maximum limit of rupees 25,000. The FFA has no jurisdiction to impose penalty. Section 19, subsection 8 gives power to CIC, SIC to grant compensation to the appellant. Repeated and malified denial information by the PO can result in a negative remark in his or annual confidential report, that is ACR. There are some chats which are coming up. Sir, construction of a bridge is pending since last 5 years. They are giving a reason saying budget is not there. Can we file RTI and to whom it should be sent? See, if it is under your ward, you first find out who is constructing that bridge. If it is MMRDA, then you will have to file with the MMRDA PIO, engineering department. If it is with the MCGM, then you will have to file it there. And you ask the complete report that what was the tender cost and which ministry has approved it, how much money was sanctioned, and how much money is released till date. So this is a very good information which you can get, and you can use it for the public interest. So if you have any difficulty, you can get in touch with me. I'll help you in filing this RTI because this is for the public interest. Can we get the PPT of your reference purpose? Yes, sure, we'll share it. Please show us the sample copy of filed RTI application. Can we get the PPT of it? Yes, we'll get it. I'll show you the application of the RTI. Sir, I filed written complaint to police, but police refused to register FIR. They given me the letter and said after the investigation, the offense is not cognizable and refused to register NCR as well. So what I suggest in this case, who is this? Akshay Bansode. You write your complaint, take a professional help of a criminal advocate who is practicing on the criminal side, send a registered AD and send them that I had, and mention that in that complaint that I had come personally to register my complaint. So neither my FIR was also taken nor NCR was taken. And after that letter, wait for 15 days. And then online on Maharashtra government website, you go to the Commissioner of Police and file an RTI that this complaint was received by the PIO on so and so by the police officer on so and so date, but no action has been taken. Kindly provide me the name of the IO, investigating officer, his designation, and action taken on my complaint. So if there is no action taken, he will start, creating that he has called the opposite party or something, and he will give you the information. So this is the way to tackle the police, and this is a fantastic way where you don't have to go to the police station. You write a letter with all the information, and then after 15 days, write an RTI to the Commissioner of Police. And once you write an RTI to the Commissioner of Police, within 30 days, you will get a call from the Assistant Commissioner of Police office that you have filed an RTI, what is the issue, which police station it is, and definitely some action will be taken or some information will be shared with you. And then after that, you can file the complaint, if it's a criminal complaint, in the judicial magistrate, private complaint that I have filed this complaint, but police have not investigated. So direct the police to complete the investigation. And if the court feels, the FIR will be registered. Framing queries. Never ask questions like what, why, when, how, etc. Instead, always start with provide copy of, provide circulars of, provide minutes of, provide samples of, provide GR, provide file notings, etc. So the PIO is supposed to provide you the information. If you ask him a question, he's not going to answer your question because that is not the RTI Act is meant for. It is right to information and not right to ask question. तो सूचना का अधिकार है, पूछने का अधिकार नहीं है आपको. RTI application, see Annexure A. Those who wanted to see that application, see it can be filed in this way to the Public Information Officer, right? If it is SRA, so I will write Public Information Officer, Junior Engineer. If it is K Ward, I'll write K Ward, SRA Building, Bandra East. And then your full name of the applicant, address, write your mobile number also because they will contact you on mobile, and email, subject, matter of information, the period from which the information relates to, description of the information required, whether the information is required by post or in person. So whatever you are comfortable, you can write. In case by post, ordinary register post, say by register post, whether the application is below poverty line. So this is how simple it is. Now, how to write an appeal? The first appellate authority. Now, I'll tell you interesting thing is that when they send you an RTI reply, so they have to mention this, that if you are not satisfied with the response, you can always approach the first appellate authority and they will give you the name and address of the first appellate authority. So you can always approach them. And then last date of filing the appeal, the grounds of appeal, nature. So you can take a screenshot or I will put this on give the link of this and the PLEA can share with you the whole PPT. Now, sir, there is any certificate course available so that we can take over the responsibility of RTI officer in our government office. There is some certificate course which Yashoda is doing it. I will provide that address also. Sir, can we file RTI seeking information about cooperative societies from the registrar since the registrars? Yes, you can file an RTI in the registrar office, but you cannot file an RTI in the cooperative society because they are not an government authority. So there is no PIO. Now, suppose there are 10 members in the society. So who will become the PIO? Practically not possible. So in cooperative society, RTI is not there, but you can file an RTI in the deputy registrar's office. But in cooperative societies, there are many other bylaws and section which says that certain information can be sought by the members and which has to be provided to the members. And if they are not providing, you can always complain to the deputy registrar that this information is not provided to me. RTI can also work directly for you because unlike RTS, RTI is meant only to seek information, but it mobilizes the entire process. In practice, the machinery of RTI works better than RTS. No, you see, it is a combined strategy. Sometimes we use RTI also, and then we use RTS also. It depends upon the case to case. Now, listen to me that you will be filing an RTI right now. But in the last 19 years, there are, the PIO is flooded with the RTI applications. So he has done the PhD in dodging the RTI application. So you have to be careful now. He has become the master. In the beginning, we were the master. We were dominating the PIOs. But now they know how to dodge it. So it is very important that how you frame your RTI is very important. Second appeal, it's to the Chief Information Commissioner, address, full name, address of the appellant, particular state, Central Public Information Officer, particular of First Appellate Authority, date of receipt of the order, last date of filing the appeal, the grounds for the appeal, and what is your prayer. So this has to be there in this format, the second appeal. Nature and subject matter of the information required, name of the office or department to which the information relates, enclosed copy of RTI application with all the reference number, date, copy of the reply received from the PIO, copy of the reply received from the appellate authority. This has to be there in your second appeal. Charges for information. If information is received within 30 days of filing the application, then ₹2 per page, A4 size or A3 size. ₹50 for the CD, or if you go and give them the pen drive, they just, they don't charge anything. In SR, I have taken many such information. You go with the pen drive, they will just put it in the pen drive and give you all the information what is required. And it is available on the SRA website also. But sometimes that information is there. Now the builder says, I'll give you a practical example, that he has obtained a bare shell OC and he has not obtained the occupation certificate. Now I want to prove in the court that the full OC is not obtained. So how to frame that RTI? Because right now I'm doing the same thing. So one thing is I'll write to the PIO under the RTI, which I've already done, that kindly provide the information pending compliance to obtain occupation certificate in this particular project with all the plot number, whatever it is there in the CC, I have to write it down. So that is one thing. And then another RTI by another person, kindly provide me the copy of occupation certificate. If the occupation certificate is not received, then kindly provide information for not issuing occupation certificate in this project. So two different RTIs with two different person. Now the PIO will have to answer it properly. If he's not answering you, then file the first appeal. Then if even in the first appeal, if it is not answered, then go to the Chief Information Commissioner or State Information Commissioner, and then you have to file a writ petition. And one of my friend, who's a seasoned advocate, Vinod Sampath, what he used to do is he used to file the RTI, keep that 10 rupees Xerox, court fee Xerox with him. Now what happens? Why, if you are paying 10 rupees, you become a consumer. The PIO has become the service provider. Then he files one complaint in the district commission that I have paid so and so amount and I have not been provided by so and so information. And then every hearing that officer will have to come. So actually we don't want to harass him, but if he is harassing you and not giving you the information, so this is the one way to, to bring them on the line. And then they will, next time when you find an RTI, they will say, oh bhai, aap leke jao, nahi to aap mere ko 2 साल तक परेशान करोगे कंज्यूमर कोर्ट के खर्चे धक्के लगा के. So this is one of the technique which you can use. Any information is received after 30 days, no charges are to be paid. One of my friend, Mohammed Afzal, is also there. He is also a good, or you can say expert in RTI. We had filed one RTI for our client and he had given us the authority. The information was not provided to us. We filed the first appeal. Now, whatever information after the first appeal we got without paying a single rupee. So this is the beauty, but you should have patience. RTI is not that, you filed it and, people say, "Arey, mera kaam nahi hua, to maine RTI kar di." RTI is not the solution. RTI will give you the information which can help you resolve your issues. So this you have to bear it in mind and you have to keep patience, good patience. It's not overnight, anything can happen. Now let me see in the chat. No, private university, no, only government grant will come under the RTI. How to file online? I'll show you how to file online. I'd given you I'll show you the link. After this presentation is over, we'll go to the how to file online. Right to Information Act is a powerful tool in the hands of the citizen. It is up to the citizens to use it in a responsible manner for a bona fide purpose only. Frivolous used to use with the intention to harass the personal gain will defeat the very objectives of this act. So with this, we'll end the presentation here, and I will share with you the what you call online RTI.
So there's one more question that we have received on the plea phone number. Where do we get this 10 rupee stamp from?
Or that you will get in the stationery shop, which is near the court or in the court, or you can file online. So
Okay, sir.
I'm opening this thing. So just write rtionline.gov.in, or if you want, you can take a screenshot also. Anyways, I'm going to share all these details with Malvika. She's going to with the complete presentation and the links so that becomes very easy. Whoever is seeing this video can, start using the RTI. So here you have to go there and select this submit request. And here you have to say, I have read and understood the above guidelines. Then say submit. Now here you will get which department apex body select. Cabinet Secretariat, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, Department of Administration Reforms, Department of Applications. See, there are so many departments. Ministry of Panchayat Raj, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, Ministry of Power. So this is one thing. And this is for the central government. And same way you can file the first appeal also. You can see the status also, view your history also. You can create your login ID and you have the user manual, contact, FAQ, everything is there. So this is how the simple it is. Now let's go to Maharashtra RTI Online. Are you all able to see the second screen? Can you see Government of Maharashtra, my cursor? So this is for the Maharashtra government, submit request. So here you will get all this collector of Aurangabad, collector of Hingoli, collector office Mumbai city, collector office Mumbai suburban, collector office Nagpur. Then for the person who was asking that for the FIR which was not registered, see here you can go to Commissioner of Mumbai Police. Click here. Here you have to click first yes. So here you can start. Write your name, gender, address, enter PIN code, country, Rajya, village, gaon, all the details. Then your phone number and what details you are requesting. Is the applicant below poverty line? No. Then you start writing whatever the queries you have, right? So you can write here 150 words and whatever your complaint is there, which you have submitted there in the police station and the police is not taking any action on it. So you have to choose file and then any of the file you select and it can be uploaded. Then you write down this captcha and they submit. And then they will ask you that how you are paying through online, that is through your bank transfer, debit card or credit card. It's that simple. And with the click of the mouse, you can, file an RTI and your complaint. So first thing is you make a complaint to the police station, but writing to the police station requires also an art. So take an advice from a professional advocate who is into, practicing into who is in criminal practice. Take his advice, file a complaint. If the police is not accepting it, send to registered AD, and after 15 days, come here, scan that copy of what you have submitted when the police officer have received, and you fill it here. And within 30 days, you will get a call from the Assistant Commissioner of Police that we have received your RTI application. And many a times, when ACP calls that concerned police station that ये RTI आया है complaint के बारे में, the officer will start working on it hastily. That because he have to give some input that मैंने सामने वाले को बुलाया था वो आया नहीं है वो आया है उसका statement चालू है whatever that मैं investigation कर रहा हूँ तो some inputs he has to give in the RTI that what action you have taken after receiving my complaint. So it is very simple. Write only one line, the name of the officer, provide the name of the investigating officer, his designation and contact number, and action taken after receiving my complaint. That's it. Make it very simple. Don't write hasty that my aaya tha gaya tha. No, that what you in the complaint you have written, but in the RTI, make it very simple. I hope everybody enjoyed this session. If any questions
Thank
are
you
there,
so
you
much,
let me
sir.
know.
Yes. Sir, before number three question, can you share one case which was impossible to crack, but it led to a successful RTI application?
Yeah, I can share my success story. Uh, you all know the Ram Mandir station. It is between Jogeshwari and Goregaon. There were around 5,000 families were shifted in that project affected people scheme by MMRDA. The roads were not provided. Yes, it is near Goregaon. And there was no street lights, no proper sanitation, no sewer connection, and people were staying in a subhuman condition. So we were writing to MMRDA and we go there personally to MMRDA. They used to say, भाई हमारा काम था, आप लोग को घर देने हमने दे दिया, अभी ये काम तो MCGM का है. We wrote to MCGM. MCGM said, आपने किससे लिया है? आप MMRDA से तो MMRDA को करो. I mean, now how to fix, how to know that who is responsible? 1 year we were just simply writing the letters to the chief minister, to MMRDA commissioner, municipal commissioner, but nothing was coming out. So since the project was of MMRDA, so I wrote to MMRDA, give me details. So what mistake the MMRDA did was, instead of giving me the details, they called me for the inspection. And in inspection, at that time in 2010, I also had enough time. So I went through each and every file. And then I said, now each and every file is relieving so much details. So I told, I want copies of all the files from first page to last page, Xerox. And you won't believe me, I had spent around more than 1 lakh rupees in getting all the information in Xerox. And after that, I realized that it was the duty of the developer and MMRDA then Commissioner Mr. Ratnakar Gaikwad. He knew about this, that there was a deficiency in the layout by the builder. So he wrote to the MCGM that you upgrade it and we will, repay you back whatever the amount. So MCGM had made an estimate of around 20 crores for that particular society to provide road, provide street light, to provide sewer connection and proper sanitation and all. So that estimate was around 20 crores. And similarly, 16 such type of 32 such type of colonies of project affected people were done the same thing. So the amount was coming 640 crore rupees, and which was an gain, wrongful gain to the builder because this job was supposed to be done by the builder and it was next to impossible. But since the moment I was getting all this information, I used to make a blog and post it on my blog, Wake Up India. And the newspaper started picking up the stories and they started publishing it. And then after that, I had gone to Delhi also to meet the Prime Minister of India, Manmohan Singh. And then at that time, the new chief minister was appointed, Mr. Prithviraj Chauhan. New MMRD commissioner was appointed, Rahul Astana and Subodh Kumar. So we all sat together and then we gave them the plan that, and they understood that there was a problem. And you won't believe me, immediately 15 crores were sanctioned for that Goregaon. Even that station was, declared in 1962 when I was born. At that time, it was named as Oshiwara railway station. But now they changed it because the government wanted the Ram Mandir name. But when all this was, brought, so we got the railway station also, we got the upgraded, we got the road, we got the street light, and it was published in many magazines and the newspapers also that Mr. Bhimani is a go-getter. And you won't believe me, the road and the street light were opened on 9th September 2011. That was the, 1.5 day of the Ganesh Visarjan. Because when there was a meeting, my first condition was there because there were many devotees, they used to worship Lord Ganesha, but while taking it, because of there was no road, there was that Kacha road. Many times they used to fall, and then some damage used to happen. So they feel that it is an unauspicious to have it. So keeping their faith in mind, I had given the deadline to them that before 9th it should open. So on 9th the road and the street lights were open, and it is on the available on the Google, so you can check it. So this is how, if you have patience, it took me nearly 2 years to get the result. So RTI is there, but if you use it in the right way, you'll get the result.
Amazing, sir. Sir, I'm mindful of your time. Can we take? There are 3, 4 questions. Can I ask those
Yeah,
questions, sir?
by
Yeah.
12:30 we'll end it.
ओके ओके सर. सर
Okay.
स्वाति इज आस्किंग उनके एक रिलेटिव ने उसके हस्बैंड ने जो एफिडेविट फाइल किया था उसके लिए आरटीआई फाइल किया बट इट वाज रिजेक्टेड सेइंग दैट इट्स अ थर्ड पार्टी इंफॉर्मेशन.
Yes, that's what I told you. If it's a third party information, you cannot get it. But if tell her to contact me, if I can find a way out, the other way out,
ओके सर. सो द नेक्स्ट
because it's a
क्वेश्चन.
personal issue,
सॉरी
so I
सर.
don't want to discuss in the public domain. But she can
यस सर.
contact me, and we can use it in the other way around to get the information.
ओके ओके सर. So the next question, the website against false advertisement doesn't work. So in this case, can a RTI help?
In this case, what we'll have to do is we'll have to find under which ministry it is coming. It will come under the broadcasting minister. We'll have to file a complaint there. And based on that complaint, after 15 days, we can file RTI on that ministry's website online that this is the complaint, and kindly provide me the action taken after you receive my complaint.
Okay, sir. So the same person is asking that report, sorry, sir, complaint made on the National Cybercrime portal. The status keeps on changing. So what is like? How can we make use of RTI in the same?
The same way, if it keeps on changing, if they don't provide you, you have to file a complaint with the ministry of that particular department, and then file a RTI.
Okay, sir.
See, simple way. Just I showed you that example, which will be go to every other this thing. Suppose if the police officer is not taking your complaint, send it through registered post, and then after 15 days, you write to the commissioner that I want to know the name and designation of the investigating officer who is been handling my complaint, and action taken on my complaint, detail, day-wise. And the commissioner will send to the ACP. This is a fundamental thing which will apply to every complaint. If they are not accepting, they are not acting it, you make a complaint and then file an RTI.
So next question, I think you have addressed this, but I've got it on private chat. Can RTI be filed against seeking information against a cooperative housing society with the
No,
registrar?
no, you can get the information of cooperative housing society by deputy registrar. You can file an RTI to deputy registrar. But to get an information from the society, there are many bylaws and MCS Act that you can use it.
Okay, sir. Okay, so sir, we are done with the questions. So
Okay,
okay,
thank you very much for
thank you so
giving me
much,
patience
sir.
hearing.
Thank you, sir. Despite your busy schedule, आपने session किया and बहुत helpful था. Participant sir has done one more right to information session almost 3 years back that contains lot of basic information, and the Q&A there will also be of help to you all. So do check that out. And we'll try to upload this by next week. So with this, we formally conclude today's session. Thank you so much, sir. It was a great learning experience.
Okay, bye.
Bye, sir.